Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Good morning. Good morning to one and all. Welcome to the second day of our national seminar. I would like to welcome Dr. Jain PR, Dean of Faculty, Agricultural Engineering, Dr. Prince MD, and all other guests on the stage. I would also like to welcome our distinguished guest, Dr. Lakshmi E. Jayachandran, Assistant Professor, Food Engineering, Kerala University of Fisheries and Ocean Sciences, and Dr. Sinija V.R., Professor and Head, Food Processing Business Incubation Center, and Chairperson of the Center of Excellence in Non-Thermal Processing Technology, NIFTM, Tanjavur, who also happen to be the proud alumni of our college. I would like to welcome, ma'am, both of you onto our campus. Now, we are moving on to the second technical session of the event, which deals with the topic Food Safety Certification, Different Standards, a Practical Approach for Implementation, which will be handled by Engineer Dinesh K. Menon, who is a proud alumni of KCAT. He is the Managing Director of Wealthwide Certification Private Limited, Nashik, Maharashtra. It is an Indian certification body with a global outlook. He is an eminent expert in quality certification, providing internal auditor training and various awareness training. Welcome, sir. Now I would like to invite sir to take over the stage.
Hi, good morning. How are you? Louder, please. Okay, hope today we have maybe students from the any final year students for food or agri, third year students. Yeah, one, two, and second years. Yeah, few numbers are there, and most of you are from first years. And any person outside the campus. Yeah, okay. Where are you from? Malabar College, and it's Edapal, and the course you are under microbiology. Okay, and others? Any other college or all from microbiology? Now I have a question to who is going to answer the first question? No one? Actually, I would, why I asked a question is that before myself asking the question, you have a block in mind that you feel that you are not able to answer. Now, anyone who is going to answer my question? So what is your name? Manudra. That was my question. Everybody would have answered that one. So I'd like to give a chocolate to her. So the first thing I would like to say is that remove your mind block. Feel free and be confident. So whatever be the questions, you have to answer. You may go wrong. But before answering itself, you assume that I am going to give a wrong answer. That is the worst part. That's the wrong thing. So today we will be dealing about certifications, which I don't think you will be taught in, it will be taught in your academics. And when I joined this field, it was again new to me. But this field have ample scope. Only thing that it needs an extensive travel. And those who like traveling, you can enjoy it. Okay, so there are certifications. I would like to explain some terms which is used in the certifications. The first thing is food safety. What do you mean by food safety? Anybody? I want you to answer. If you answer, the thing is that everybody will be understanding it better and well. So, without other contamination, what may be the other contaminations? Pathogens. I would have expected that answer from the microbiology students. Okay, so you would like to say that food which is free from contaminations, chemical residues, pathogens, then anything more? Yeah, please, louder, please. Somebody else. Pardon? Spoilage. How the spoilage of food happens? Which contamination? Normally spoilage occurs. So contaminations, what are the different type of contaminations? Biological. So spoilage normally happens because of the microbial contaminations. Then one more is there. Anybody? Hmm? Biological, yeah, other than that. One more contamination is there. A life-threatening contamination. Generally not for Indians. Toxins again, it's part of the chemicals. Have you heard about allergens? Allergens. So, a food free from physical, chemical, biological, as well as allergen contamination. Then, I don't know how many of you have heard about the word GFSI. Anybody? It is an abbreviation used for Global Food Safety Initiative. And generally, whenever a food standard comes in, there may be so many standards. So it is a platform which give equivalence for different standards. And anybody heard about BRC? It is again a standard which is a standard by the UK British Retail Consortium. BRCGS, British Retail Consortium Standard for Global Safety. And IFS, it is a German standard. Then Global Gap, which is my main portfolio. So it is a global good agricultural practices, which has a component of farm production as well as process, not exactly processing, the packaging. And that standard does not apply to processed food. And there is a standard similar to Global Gap, which is INDIGAP, that is developed by the India. Then there's a VCS MPP, that again by India. It is a voluntary certification scheme on medicinal plant produce. Then SARGAP, which has been developed by UNFAO, and I was a part of it. I was an expert for UNFAO for developing this standard. And it applies to SAR countries to have a uniform platform for the export and import of foods. Then, many of you may be familiar with the standard ISO 22000 when you were to have. Anybody heard about ISO 22000? No. So when you practically go to a food processing industry, you have to undergo audits because it is a bigger organization. All the food safety standards for exporting as well as in domestic market to capture the market to ensure safety. You will have to implement these things, and again you have to face the audits for this one. Then FSSC 22000 is a EFSI approved standard which has some additional requirement added to ISO 22000. No. Mention it. And there are some other standards which is not directly associated with the food safety, but which is required by all the processing industry to supply to different markets. LEAF is a standard which connects environment, agriculture, environment and farm. And there are some supermarket specifications. You might have heard about Aldi, Albert Heijn, Tesco and all, or not. These are the supermarket chains, international supermarket chains. So they have their specific requirements. So the products which will be fulfilling to their requirement only will be purchased by them. And if you want to export, you will be forced to comply with these requirements. Then ISO 9001, heard of it or not? That's a very common thing you will be seeing anywhere. Wherever you go, mostly you can see in many of the hotels, they will be written ISO 9001 certified. Seen it or not? No. This generally, it is a quality management system standards, which actually talks about or which has a component mainly depending on how an organization should function. And these standards can be implemented in your life also. It will give lot of advantage. Then ISO 14000, which is concerned to the environment. Then SA 8000, it is a social standard, which is one of the toughest standards to be implemented. So there are a lot of requirements. And this is mostly implemented in the garment industries. And very less in the food industry. On the other hand, SMETA again is the social standard, GRASP again is a social standards, RA Rainforest Alliance again is a social plus some safety features added standard. I'm not going to give a detail about these things because all the standard have a basic structure only. So I'll be explaining how mostly a standard and its implementation part I'll be focusing on. Then FSSA that you might have heard of. What is it? What they do? Pardon? Okay, they generally give a license to food manufacturing organization or food retailers and all. And to get the license, depending on our business, we have to submit the plan, how that HACCP plans works out. And hope everybody know, first years I'm not sure about, but others may be knowing. Second, third years may be knowing about HACCP, HACCP. Yes. What is it? And critical control points. Then non-GMO certification is there. like the product does not contain GMO, especially from the soya beans. Many countries, the soya bean exported from India is not used as a food for human, but for the cattle. So they want to ensure that the soya bean exported from India is GMO free. Actually, which all crops have GMO in India? Any idea? Pardon? Golden? GMO, it's a GMO variety? Golden rice? Huh? Not sure because generally, to my knowledge, we have only one crop in GMO crop in India. That's BT cotton. And rice, I'm not sure about because in India it is legally not permitted to grow other crops. Even though many scientists tell GMO is the future, many are against it. Actually, we don't have a solid evidence on that one. But some of the research done on GMO crops here that it has that effect on the predators, the, the insect or the which get killed by this GMO product when it is eaten by birds and other things, they have effect on it. And the research was stopped in between because this was a confidential news I received because the person who has done the research on this one was a friend of mine. So he has told me and he was forced to stop the research in between. And they destroyed all the GMO which has been done the trial. And all these certification system has a channel of process. For example, you are studying in a which college you are studying? Kalapachi College of Agricultural Engineering and Technology. Some are from food discipline and some from agri. And your college, what's the name? Malabar College. And this college, who authorized them to issue the certificate for you once you complete the course? Huh? You have an university. Under which university you come from? Calicut University. For you, Kerala Agriculture University. So there's a approval process. The university has given the authority to this college to conduct the course as well as to issue the certificate. The certificate is issued directly from the university, but they have the authority to do these things. Similarly, the first word I written is AB. It is the accreditation body. So the accreditation body gives authority to the next one, CB, certification body or conformity assessment bodies. Both are same, synonyms only. So the accreditation body gives authority to the certification bodies to do the audits for the standard approved. So this college, Kalpaji College, you have two courses. One is agriculture engineering, second is food engineering. So instead of that, if they teach BSc agriculture here, whether the university will issue certificate to those people? No. Because they are authorized to do only two courses. Similarly, the accreditation body gives authority to certification body to do audits as well as certification for certain standards. Then again, the certification body, this accreditation is given on two things. One sector is called the product certification, which is under ISO 17065. That's the standard. These standards are all available in search in Google or in the ISO portal, you will get it. But I think it is costly and literally you don't have to buy these things to learn about this, and these are at a higher level. So initial thing for you, it is about understanding the standards which will be implemented at the processing or pack houses or processing centers. and 17021, which is standard for process certification. For example, ISO 9001, ISO 14000, and similar standards comes under the category of under the accreditation of 17021 and product certification. For example, you might have heard about organic. Anybody heard about organic certification? You, what is it? Any idea? Yes. Organic. Generally, you might have heard in the supermarket shelves and all, you might have seen some product certified organic with Indian organic logo. And yesterday also, Suresh explained about this organic. I think one of the slide he was talking about organic. Then about the inspection or audit, which you inside the organization may have to do internal audits and maybe certification body coming to your organization for an external audit. These audits has to be a fact-finding exercise. It is not a fault-finding exercise. It is a fact-finding. You have to depend on objective evidences. And if somebody tells me, I'm an agriculture engineering graduate. So what may be the objective evidence I may be asking? Anybody? What may be the objective evidence I may be asking? If somebody tells me, I'm an agriculture engineer. Louder. Certificate. I'll be asking for their certificate. So certificate is the proof of they completed their BTech program in agriculture. Similarly, during the audit, we will be depending on objective evidence. Objective evidence may be like we may be having interview with staff, then there may be records, there may be documents, there may be certificates, there may be some other reports also. All these are objective evidence. And visual evidence again. What we see. These are all our objective evidences. And when it comes to the audit, there are three types of audit. First party audit, second party audit, and third party audit. From the word, anybody, can you judge what may be first party audit? Pardon? Yeah. That is internal audit. This internal audit. You are very close to it. If I want something from your company, I or my person comes and audit your organization. That is the first party audit. Are you clear? I think Mike was not with me. So I am a buyer for your company. I or my person coming to you, or I can send somebody on behalf of me coming to your organization and do an audit to check whether your products comply with my requirement. That is first party audit. And second party audit is I have my requirements. I will send a second person, not from my organization. I may engage somebody from other organization to go and verify whether the products comply with my requirement. That is second party audit. And the third party audits are generally the certification body conducts third party audit. That will be a common standard, not a specific standard to the company. It may be a common standard, and the certification body assess the processor or the producer according to that standard and issue a certificate. So that it's a third party audit. And yesterday, I think we mentioned about the UNFAO. Somebody during that talk explained about UNFAO. Have you heard the FAO? What is it? UNFAO. Hmm? Anybody? UN may be common word for you. United Nations. FAO, Food and Agricultural Organization. So they have been working on the food safety for long, and they initially, do you know how the HACCP has been developed? HACCP, HACCP. It has been developed for the US defense initially. Because those who are in the war field, if they have some food poisoning or all, it is very difficult to handle it. So to prevent the food poisoning, they actually developed this HACCP system to ensure that the food given to the soldiers are safe. Next. HACCP. So what hazard can enter into a product? We are already told there are three things. One is physical, chemical, biological, and allergens. So can you tell some of the physical hazard? Metal, metal parts. Then hair. Hair, actually, there's a contradiction on that topic. It is not actually, some takes it as a hazard, some takes it as a not as a hazard. Because a metal part entering our body or something, even metal or glass or something like that, entering our body may have direct impact on our health. But a hair coming, entering our body, it is not good. Nobody likes it. But I'm sure all of you might have eaten at least 1 or 2 hairs in your life. Minimum, or more than that. So that is a debatable topic. Many consider it as a hazard, many not. So when you do a risk analysis, I leave it to you. Then where do these hazard occurs? I mean, talking about the physical hazard. Then chemical hazards. Anybody? Some huh? Mycotoxins. Then pesticides. It's not exactly pesticide. It's pesticide residues. Residues. Then, pardon? Can so that is actually microbial spoilage. Because of microbial spoilage, this chemical. Okay, the chemical present in the food may react with the tin. That generally is a failure in design actually. I don't think it is a hazard. It is actually the product design is a failure. Anything more chemicals? Preservatives, excessive dose of preservatives. Otherwise, that is a permitted one. Other, that's one of the things we normally forget, but that's a big source of contamination. Detergents, chemicals, which is used for cleaning, again sanitation things used. These are things which normally we forget or we neglect. That has to be incorporated into your analysis whenever you do, and we have to be careful about that. Then how can we control or eliminate these hazards? For example, metals in the food product, how can we avoid it? Huh? Metal detectors. Whether metal detectors avoid it, we find it. So for avoiding metal detectors, metals, what we can do? Hmm? So design the equipments process in such a way that no loose metals may come in. And when the raw material itself, we can use metal detectors and we can have magnetic separators. Then sieves can be used to filter them out. So these are the methods by which we can avoid metal entering into it. And to final checking, we use metal detectors. And metals can be ferrous and non-ferrous. So metal detectors should have the capacity to identify both. Then about the chemical hazards, how can we control? One is pesticide chemical residue. One is the major issue. How we can avoid it? Anybody? How we can avoid presence of chemical residues? Anyone? Okay. Thorough inspection of raw materials. We have to check the raw material whether residues are present in it. So there actually the importance of global gap, INDIGAP and all comes in. They looks after the primary at the farm level, production level, to ensure that the product coming out of that is free from residues or residues within permissible limits. All of you may be aware about the issue which happened with Maggie. Everybody aware of that? What happened with Maggie? Please louder, be confident, be louder. I would like to request that mobile phone, please switch off your mobiles, or if you want to talk, please go out and have your talk. Yes. Hi. Is it Ajinomoto or sodium? Yeah, that is Ajinomoto. Basically, other than heavy metal contamination was also there. That is heavy metal contamination was also there. Again, what they have done with that Maggie? Because it has gone to the market already. Recall. Just recalled actually. Okay.
Those who have registered for oral presentation are requested to go to the conference hall immediately.
Why we want to implement HACCP at the production or processing levels? Because if we are not implemented HACCP or food safety standards at the production levels, to ensure safety, we have to look for the end product testing. And end product testing never gives a clear picture. The reason is that normally the hazards are not evenly distributed. Hazard may occur at one point, and if we have selected that sample, we will feel everything is a failure. Or if we have tested a sample which is safe and we feel everything is safe. So to avoid that one, from the starting to end, we should have a control over the things. And if we are relying on an end product testing, we to come to a final conclusion, we may have to test for large quantity of samples, and that is very expensive. Testing process is very expensive. Do you know what may be the average cost of a sample testing? If we are giving in bulk quantities, they may come. It is something around 8 to 10,000 rupees. And if we are giving only 1 or 2 samples, it may be they may be charging around 15 to 20,000 rupees per sample for chemical residue analysis. It may include heavy metals and all. So testing is a expensive process, as well as there are limited facilities. And many countries don't have even labs, proper labs to do this one. Luckily in India, we have a lot of labs which are performing well, as well as the tests are reliable. Then again, if you find issue with the product at the end of testing, we may have to destroy that product, or we may have to rework on that product to ensure safety. So that again is an expensive process. So implementing HACCP is very important for any food production units. Next. Recall and withdrawal, I am not going to explain. You may, in your course, you may be coming across these words so many times. Just next. Allergen controls. So allergen, even though for us it is not a big deal, Europe, UK, USA, people consider this as a very big deal, and even death may occur because of this. Can anybody tell some of the allergens? Gluten? Huh? Oh, wheat. Then? Anything? Pardon? Pollens. Pollens, normally it is not food allergen. Pardon? Lactose. Where you can see lactose? In milk. We won't even think about milk is an allergen. Milk has allergy. Some people are allergic to milk. Then other? Peanut. Seafoods. Seafood, some are allergic to seafood. Peanut. Mushrooms are allergic to some people. Any other allergens? Prawns, that's a generic category, seafood allergy. Huh? Pardon? Huh? Grapes, I don't think it is allergic to anyone. Huh? Grapes does not have allergy, but maybe the residues or pesticide inside it may cause some issue to someone. Grape as a fruit, it is not allergic. I am not aware. Because we don't label grapes, it's an allergen. Of course, peanut is one of the issue. Wheat, gluten. I think in Japan has identified almost 20 allergens. If you maybe check the web, you will get it. Okay, so control of allergens is a big issue. And in food industry, many places, to avoid the fungal growth in fruits and vegetables, people may be using sulfur pads, sulfur dioxide releasing pads. So that contains actually less than 10 ppm. So technically it is not allergen, but food industry sometimes forcefully says you have to consider that as an allergen. So such kind of allergens, if we are there, the different methods we have, many times we may not avoid. If we are using some product made of wheat, of course gluten will be there. If we are using peanut butter or peanut chickies or anything like that, then we have to use it. Or some products, chocolates and all may contain peanut. So the thing is that we have to warn the customer about allergens. So this product content. Then special handling instruction, segregations, keep it in a unit, will be segregating. Then the processing unit will be totally washed clean before the next lot is introduced after working with allergens. Then special sanitation procedures, reworking, proper labeling and all. So yesterday, Suresh was telling you that you have to look at the labels. So what all are the information you get from the label normally? Pardon? Ingredient listing, then not all products may be having nutrient values. About the manufacturer, expiry date, manufacturing dates, price, then any allergens are there, that information has to be there. Eh? Quantity. Hmm? Pardon? Added colors. Added colors, it is very difficult to identify because it will be given INS, some number and that, something like that. Many things are coded. So we won't identify what exactly is there. Then one more thing is there. Vegetarian, non-vegetarian. So these things are there in the lab labels. Next. HACCP, I think you will be having your classes on HACCP during your course curriculum. So because of the shortage of time, I would like to skip next. So in most of the standards, we have to prepare a document about the product description. So normally when you go to a market and you want to buy coriander powder, everybody know what is coriander powder, I hope? So how will you identify it from the shelf? Supermarket shelf, coriander powder is kept. How you will identify it? There will be name on the product. So for anything, first the name, then cover. If it is transparent, we can identify the product. If it is not transparent or labels, and that's there. So we have to, whenever a product description has to be there, name of the product, its important characteristics. This is not on the labeling I am talking about product description for a manufacturer. When we go for a certification, then how it is to be used. And how many of you may be buying many ready to cook products? How many of you read the instructions? Only you read it or you just start cooking that food? Mostly you won't be reading instructions. So I don't know, you know about gulab jamun? Yes. So initially Bambino, when the gulab jamun was made, actually in their lab or anywhere, it is a big success. When people prepare it at home, it was a failure. Do you know the reason why? Pardon? The proper instruction. Because actually the oil has to reach some particular temperature. It has to actually boil. Thereafter we have to put it. The oil is not hot enough, the product will be a failure. And if it is too much hot, then charring will happen. So clear instruction how to cook, then how to store that one. So any Tetra Pak juices, if you read the instruction, keep refrigerated after opening. There will be an instruction. If you keep it outside, within 1 or 2 days, it will get spoiled. Then packaging, the type of packaging used, how it will be packed. So maybe the senior students here can say what are the different type of packaging materials in the food industry. The first years may not be able to answer. The seniors, I think there are few seniors from third year and second year are there. Third year, packing materials. I think somebody from here, third year students all are. No. Third year. Somebody has raised their hands. So packing materials. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. So do you know what is a primary packing material? Hmm? Good. So actually the word gives the answer. The first one which come in contact with the food is the primary packing material. And what is its requirement? Basic requirement for a primary packing material. It should be food grade. And even though the primary packing material or any material which may be food grade which is safe, but for its intended purpose only. What happens if you pour hot water to a packed drinking water bottle? That bottle you get LDP bottles. Can it handle hot water? No. Why? Eh? Pardon? Pardon? Yeah, please. Food product. What will happen if we pour hot water to it? Maybe temperature is not as high to melt it. That chemical reaction there will be. Yeah, I think BFA, yeah, BPA. You heard about it? I think biphenyl polyacid something. I'm not exact. Yeah, biphenyl polyacid. It may transfer to the water. It may get transferred to the water and it is carcinogenic. Everybody know what is carcinogenic? Yes. Yes or no? Yes, louder. Yeah, thank you. Then where it will be sold? That again has to be included in the product description. Because some of the products may be for adults, some may be for infants, some may be for children. So we have to identify which is the targeted group for a product. And again, the market for different countries, the requirement for different countries are different. So we have to mention that. Then the labeling instruction. So what will be the content in the label? When we sell that product to the market, what has to be there in the label? That should be there. Then special distribution control. What may be the special distribution? Some distribution controls. Can you? So if I am transporting, my product is packed drinking water. So I am transporting it from my company, which is in Kuttipuram, to Trivandrum. My stock is in Trivandrum. What may be the distribution control I have to do? Pardon? Yeah. Yeah, basically it has to be protected from light. That may be one of my control. Then of course the carrying the trucks has to be clean, neat, like then maybe the stacking heights. If I keep on stacking one above the other, there's a chance that it may get crushed. There may be load bearing capacity, so I can stack maybe 3 layers, 4 layers, depending on the strength of the bottle. You might notice the packed drinking water bottle of Kinley. If you open it, can see it is pressurized actually. Because the bottle is so thin, it cannot carry the weight of the next bottle. So they pressurized it to carry load on it. Then any specific ingredients. And you can see whether Coca-Cola has listed all its ingredients. No, there are some secret ingredients. And many times you can see herbs or spices to per very less smaller quantity, they may declare it as a group. I gone for this one, KFC, that product manufacturing audits. So for their manufacturers, what they give the batter powder in packs. They won't be disclosing. Even even the auditors doesn't know what exactly is the ingredient. They have some mixing compositions. So they will not reveal because that's a trade secret. So that kind of things are allowed, but still we have to declare the major things. Maybe if you are using a set of spices, they can mention it as spices. To maintain secrecy, trade secrets are always there, so they may not disclose it. But major ingredient always has to be told. Next. So as we have been talking about critical control point. What is a critical control point? Yes, louder. Open up.
Remove or reduce a hazard.
That's not critical. What is critical? I'm asking critical control point. Hmm? Yeah. So that's the point where we can avoid, eliminate the hazard or reduce the hazard. But sometimes we can eliminate that also. So when you are doing a hazard analysis for a process and you have found that there is no critical control point, whether that is acceptable or not. A total process you have done and you have come across a situation that there is no critical control point. Whether the industry will accept it or not. Anyone? So, how many of you have gone this training on HACCP, HACCP, or studied HACCP? Please raise the hand. Those who have studied HACCP. First years, no, I'm sure they have not gone through this one, but I think second year, third years, and microbiology, you had HACCP, you studied it or not? Or during your course, HACCP? Exam you have studied? No. Okay. The food engineers, I think they are here. You had studied it or not? Okay, 1 or 2 hours only. It generally need to be hazard need to be taught maybe about 3 days. something around 24 hours is minimum needed to get a rough idea about hazard. Actually, that alarm was me to start the question and answer section. Or the questions what you have to ask me. I kept the alarm 15 minutes before the thing, but unfortunately we started a bit late. And now I would like to say one more word, which is very important for your career, which is punctuality. Do you think is it many of you might have spent money to attend this program? And college again has spent a lot of money, and many people has put their effort also for this program. So I would have been happy if the program would have been started exactly at 9:30. It started it something I think 9:50 or 9:55. Okay, so if there is no control measures where we can completely avoid or reduce the hazard, then we have to include this in the cooking instructions, or what on the further step how we can control that one has to be included in the label instructions. Next. So whenever an industry comes in, first we have to make a flow chart, how our process will start. So for example, if you want to make, everybody know how idli is made? Everybody knows. So we'll make a process flow chart for making idli at home. What is the first step? We need two ingredients for that one. One is rice and yeah, please. Yeast. Idli making, whether people use yeast? No. You have to make batter. Batter is made from rice and what is dal? Pardon? Black gram. Yeah. So first thing is check for the ingredient coming. So first thing is the ingredient, rice as well as the dal. Both has to be checked for its incoming quality. That's the incoming quality control. So we'll be having some acceptable limits. So that is made, then the batter is made. So the batter has to be made at least how many hours? Maybe 12 hours, 10 hours before our intended use for the fermentation to happen. So then in the step when we write, we have to take the tawa, keep it on the gas stove or whatever may be the stove, switch on, means ignite the gas stove. The tawa has to, not tawa, for making idli, tawa is not needed. We need the idli cooker. So keep it with this much of water in and then pour the batter to that one. That will be our process flow initially. Then in the flow chart, each step we will be doing, every process we have to do this analysis, HACCP analysis, whether the physical, chemical and biological component in that one. And if there is any CCP. In batter, if there is some microbial contamination, so whether we will be controlling it in the making process of batter or in the cooking process, controlling the microbial contaminations. Cooking. because the steam will be having temperature 100 plus temperature with a high latent heat of vaporization. Heat content, heat content is more, so that will destroy the microbial things. Then once we take it out, we have to be careful. The vessels which we handle it, then maybe you will be making chutney, sambar, or whatever it may be, for along with that one. So there again, we have to have whatever is all our process. We have to have the process, and we should have the control on that one. Then generally, any organization will be having a quality manual, and this is where the organization have the maximum problem, because they want to show in the manual that they are doing something very excellent, and practically they won't be implementing it. And standard, most of the standard never demands anything, something in special. Standard demands only safety for the product. So what exactly you are practically following in the organization has to be written in the manual. Many places, something holistic will be written in the manual, and practically it won't tally. So as an auditor, when an auditor comes to it, they check for the standard requirement along with your internal quality manual requirement. So if you have a quality manual which demands much more than the requirement of standards, you have to follow that one. So the requirement may be you have to serve water in a steel glass. So the organization thought, for making it more this thing, we will serve the glass in a gold glass. And when we go there, they may be supplying water in a normal glass, made of glass itself. So for us, two-way, that's a problem. Because the standard may be demanding in a steel glass, so glass, supplying in a glass is not allowed. And furthermore, even they supply it in a steel glass, we will be raising NC, because that's their internal procedure tell it has to be supplied in a gold glass. So many organizations, when they write the manual or when they prepare the manual, they write something above the requirement, mostly, which cannot be practically followed. So always prepare the manual, what you exactly practically follow in the organization, which fulfills the requirement of standard. And you write that one and you do something above that, that is always acceptable. If you write big and do small, it is not acceptable. Then policies. What is a policy? The word you very commonly hear. Anybody, policy? Not talking about the insurance policies. I'm talking about generally, policy is a statement for some action. So the policy of this college is to maintain the seminar hall clean. That's a policy. You simply make that statement whether the room will be clean. Just making a policy whether it will be clean. Yes or no? No, it won't. It will be big no. Just making policies doesn't. Otherwise, everything we have our leaders everywhere who makes lot of policies and nothing happens. So then, once a policy is made, then we have to make a procedure to ensure that this policy is implemented. And again, it's step-by-step action. So we'll have a procedure. So cleaning. To maintain this clean, what? Sweeping or then mopping. then maybe vacuuming the walls and all for the cobwebs and others. This will be our procedure for doing it. Even this procedure doesn't fulfill the requirement. We will again have work instructions. For example, take the broom, how to clean it, start from that place. So if you start cleaning from here to here direction, it won't make it clean. So we have to move from, this is the hall, we have to start from that end to here. Then again mopping. Use the water with this much concentration of this floor cleaner and dry the cloth. Then you have to move starting from this to this. And the movement again, the person's movement again become important. So I clean and then I walk through that one, it will get dirty. So these kind of things, step-by-step instruction. Then the person who does this thing need to be trained. And implementation has to be monitored and recorded. So these are the different steps in the organization where you have to have a policy, then you will have a procedure on that one, then you will have work instruction on that one, then the persons will be trained to do that one. Next slide. And there will be formats. So for the cleaning, I think here also maybe there may be some places where we will be having formats. So toilet cleaning, the toilets are cleaned on this date, this time by this person. So there will be a format, and once it is filled, it becomes record. You understand the difference between a format and a record, or yes or no? So format is basically your transcript book. It is a format. Once the marks are entered, your grades are entered into it, it becomes a record. And records, generally we cannot change the record. If we are changing it, then it has to be countersigned or authorized. If you have your transcript and you cut some number and write, maybe increase your mark and write it, whether somebody will accept it, no. They will ask whether to check the authenticity, it has to be countersigned. So your bank book checkbooks, everybody is familiar with the checkbook or not? Yes, checkbooks, it is actually a format. Once you write something in it, it becomes a record, check. And if you cut something, dates or something and rewrite it, then you need to countersign it. And many banks, even after that one, banks won't accept it. Then normative documents are there. So these are the documents of external origin, which is some standard documents or other things. External origin documents. The standard has given some document. Then documents design. So we have to plan a document in such a way that it is easily understood by everyone in the organization or the relevant persons. Some documents has to be understood by everyone in the organization. Some documents may be relevant to some particular group of people only. So we have to design any document in a way which can be understood by the persons who has to handle that one. So whenever you are making the document, write it in the most simplest form. Don't make it complicated. In many organizations I found, just to show that they are great or something, they make the things complicated. Even the words used are just like Shashi Tharoor. Maybe he's exactly right, but many times that words may not be. Normal people cannot understand that words. If you want to read a book and we need a dictionary to read that book, we won't find it comfortable. So use simple words to develop the document. And again, document control. Many places this fails. Document control. Any idea? Anybody having any idea on what is document control? This basically first thing is identification of the document. So I have a document which contains 10 pages. And if there is no page number in that one, and I give you 5 pages of that 10-page document, you will think that that is a full document. So instead, I have written that this is first page of 10th page, second page of 10th page. If I number it and the page 8 is missing, you will easily find it out. Page number 8 is missing. Or I have given 9 pages, only 10th page is missing, there's one more page. So that is the way the document has to be controlled. Then all documents will be having an issue number and version number, date with the when the document started to be implemented in the organization. So there will be date, version control numbers, etc. will be there to identify this is the latest document, and we are not using any obsolete documents in our system. Just like the textbook, when it comes, edition numbers will be given. Very similar to that one. We have the version numbers. But when new version comes in, the old one has to be rescinded, or it shall not be used by the organization for future use. Then training. Many places, trainings are given to workers, but not to the managers. And training is an important component. Even maybe with the experience of 20, 30, 50 years, we may be doing something wrong. We think it is right, but we may do. I know that I am doing something wrong, I will try to correct it. But I may not be knowing that I am doing a wrong thing. Then I may not correct it. So training is a part where we get an opportunity for different perspectives, and we get to know what if some mistakes are done by them. That's a point where we get a chance to correct. Next. Then some few words which is associated with the food. What is food security? You all know about food safety. The other words may be new to you. But food security, you are supposed to be, everybody knows about it. Yesterday also it has been discussed. Food security. One name is sufficient to explain it. Dr. Swaminathan. Yesterday, food to all. That is food security. Food security, production, food available to everyone. The green revolution is that. And the second one, the food safety, which you all study in your books. And associated with the food, there are two new words. One is food defense and food vulnerability. Food defense is again a safety issue only. But in food safety, all the issues come because of our negligence or by mistakes. It is not a voluntary action. Instead, if someone comes and voluntarily contaminate your food, maybe a terrorist action, or maybe a staff has some enmity with the organization, they may contaminate the product. So that kind of things come covered under the food defense. So most of the standards, food safety standards, demands, and apart from the HACCP analysis, they demands a food defense risk analysis. So how we can control it? Checking when the staff comes in, check them for safety, whether they are not carrying any poison or other things with them. Then terrorist attack can happen. Have security at the centers, protected the processing hall or the unit has to be fenced with proper fencing like that. These kind of things come under the food defense. and maintain the records of all staff working in that one. Check whether they are not from any terrorist organizations or similar things. Verify their identity and all. That comes under the food defense. And food vulnerability. That happens in many organizations. Any idea on food vulnerability? These terms, I don't think you will be able to study. Food safety you will certainly will be studying, but food defense and food vulnerability you won't be studying, which are critical to the industry. Food vulnerability is using some materials which are inferior in quality. For example, mixing maybe Sudan dye with chili powder, or maybe some other ingredients with the food. And the motive behind the food defense is just destruction because of enmity or some hatred. And food vulnerability, it is always for money, to get more money. Adulteration is one form of food vulnerability. Food safety, if something happens, some metal pieces comes into the food, no profit is coming to that person. And the processing industry or the person is not getting any benefit out of that one. That comes under the food safety. If I have enmity towards that organization and I do something harm to them, my motive is not the profit but the enmity. And the third one, for profit motive, I am supplying you with a inferior quality of wheat. These things comes under the food vulnerability. Hope you have a rough idea about this one, and if you search the websites, you will get more details on this one, as the time is limited. Next. And I would like to know, you all talk about quality. What is quality? On industry perspective, what do you mean by quality? Anyone? Pardon? Nutritional value. Anything? High storage, shelf life, high storage or shelf life. Then pardon? No external things causing spoilage. Pardon? Huh? Ideal standard for human consumption. Then, actually, when it comes to the industry, it is only one thing: meeting my requirement or my specifications. If I am the buyer and my specification has to be met, that is quality. For example, you cannot compare a Maruti 800 with Mercedes-Benz. It doesn't mean that Maruti 800 is not meeting the quality requirement, or only Mercedes-Benz meeting the quality requirement. So for different customers, the requirement may be different. So meeting customer requirement or specification is quality. So I may need the shelf life of 30 days. Another person may need a shelf life of 60 days. So if the 30 days shelf life is met, this quality is okay for me. The sugar content in fruits, which is an important thing. So UK requirement and Europe requirement are different. Europe require a higher percentage of sugar, whereas the UK require a lower percentage of sugar. Then in industry, the hygiene practices So whenever this hygiene comes, three words come together. Hygiene, health and safety. Three words comes together. Can you say the difference between hygiene, health and safety? Health and safety. Hygiene is more associated with the microbial things. Health is associated with our disease. And safety is requirement for safe working environment. So we have to follow hygiene, good hygiene practices in the industry. Then have you heard about data loggers, the senior students? It is a temperature monitoring equipment where most of the cold containers, when we send, it will be inserted inside the container so that the temperature during the whole journey, maybe 20-25 days journey, what may be the temperature variation, it will. The temperature variation will be recorded in that one, data logger. Then bricks and poles are the sugar content. Basically, this much bricks of sugar. It is a total solids in the fruits. And pole is the exact percentage of sugar in the fruits. And generally in the fruit, we take only the bricks, and pole is calculated only in the sugar manufacturing industry for sugar canes. Then palletization. Normally, how do you think that foods are exported or transported? Not the packed drinking water, other fruits and all, whenever we are exporting, it will be packed. There will be primary packing material, pouches, punnets and all. I'm talking about fruits. And other products will have similar things. The primary packing material, secondary packing material, then it is kept on the pallets, it is palletized. And what is the significance of making it in pallets? Food, all food products, whenever we export, it is exported in pallets. Why? Large quantity, easy transportation. This large quantity can be transported. We can use this forklifts and similar things for transporting and loading, unloading actions and all. If you just stuff the boxes into a container, unloading will be a big problem. And labor is very expensive, especially if it is in Europe, UK, USA and all. For us, it may be comparatively cheaper, but for them, it will be very expensive. So they want the things to be palletized. Then container loading, FIFO and all, you know. FIFO? Yeah, somebody has come up with the answer. FIFO, FIFO. First in, first out. So that has to be followed in generally, but many places it may not be because people will be packing material for different purposes or different supermarkets. So they cannot exactly follow the FIFO. They will be still inside that lot, they will be following FIFO. Then product testing. Randomly, the product will be tested for its safety. Next. And again, most of the food industry depends on products from the agriculture. And many organizations does this planning. So they will be organizing the farmers, which farmers should do this cultivation and when they should start the cultivation, then when it has to be harvested, and all are scheduled. Because if we don't schedule, all the products come in the same time and they won't be having time to process it. And yesterday there was a small discussion on the tomato. What was the price of tomato about a month back? 100, 150 roughly. And what is the price today? 20, 25. And in Nasik, on the roadside, tomatoes were dumped because they cannot afford to transport it to the market. It is cheaper to throw it away. Because if you want to transport per container, the crates, the labor charge will be something around 25, 26 rupees. Then the transportation cost for a crate will be coming around 25, 26 rupees. So 50, 52 rupees. And they will be getting a price of 40 rupees. So they will be ending up in a loss of. So instead, what they do, instead of filling the crate, they just remove, because the fruit has to be removed. Otherwise, it may create problem for the next flowering. Then production planning, the quality, what specification requirement are there. So some market demands a size of 15 mm, some demands 20 mm size. For I'm talking about grapes. So different market demands different things. So we have to plan that accordingly. Then supplier evaluation. Supplier is supplier of services are there, supplier of raw materials are there. Then resource planning again is important. Resource, it may be human resource or other raw materials, packing materials, all these things has to be planned in during the production. Then MRL issues, food allergens are also there. Then contaminations, spider, metal, microbial, these all has come during my audits. And strange thing was that once there was a issue of spider reported inside a grapes punnet. And when the photo was sent to us, we consulted it with a person who is having the background, actually, I think, which is a branch of science which talks study about this insects. Entomologist. We discussed it with an entomologist, and he just gave an answer that please come to India, and if you can find one spider, this spider in India, we are ready to give the container free of cost to you. That was the reply given to the buyer, the importer there in Europe. And the whole payment was made by him because it was not a spider from India. So at times our technical knowledge helps. And in India, there were laboratories which challenged the European market because they told your ST analysis was not proper. We had detected these things. Then they challenged. We are ready to come over there and do the analysis in front of us to show that our analysis is wrong. Vimta challenged. Vimta is a lab in Hyderabad, challenged. And their challenge is accepted. Because many times the importers don't think that this is a business, so they may, at times they may play foul. And generally the government of India, if some complaints comes in, they try to put it on the head of the exporters only. They never challenges that one. But private sector at times challenges if they are confident about their own work. Then always design the product. Design the product means you may be thinking that if I'm selling a fruit, what has to be designed? It has to be designed. Not like that we make some design on the fruit. We are sending a grapes. What will be the packing? If it is in punnet, punnet, you know punnet or not? I've been using the word repeatedly. Punnet. It is generally LDP, just a small box-like thing which will be having some holes and all. It may be open or closed one. I have a photograph right now with me. So how? Then the external packing material also, the carton boxes. Don't think it is a very easy thing. Because it has to withstand this load. It has to withstand this load when there is a high level of moisture. Because if it is not a proper packing material, all will crumble down and destroy your whole lot. So designing a product in the quality managers, once you go to the industry, you have to think about all these aspects. Earlier, people never thought about these things, and there are so many So many containers have got rejected because of these kind of issues. Next. I hope. Yeah. Okay. 2 minutes. Yeah. You know about onion and shallots? Yes. So the biggest market in India for onion, where is it? You have any idea? The biggest market for onion. Onion market is controlled in Nasik, Maharashtra, Pimpalgaon. There are 2, 3 marketplaces in Nasik district. So there, the whole control of onion happens. And again, tomato. Tomato, I don't think it is exported from here. Onion and shallots are exported from India. Then okra, it is the lady's finger. This again exported to European markets and UK markets from India, airlifted. Table grape, again a huge export happens from Maharashtra and Nasik, basically Nasik and some places of Sangli and all in Maharashtra. You might have heard about the grape production in near to Bangalore and all only. Nasik is the biggest hub for grape production. Then pomegranates, it again get exported, but it's even the domestic market fetches a very good price for that product. Next. If you have any questions, please. So if you please any questions, please. Otherwise, the next speaker is ready. Next slide.
The students are free to share their queries with Dinesh sir. Any questions?
Any doubts, my mobile number is given. Thank you everyone.
Thank you, sir, for your words of wisdom. Your words truly helped us attain a new perspective on various aspects of food safety certification. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Jain Pial, Dean of Faculty, Agricultural Engineering, to present the memento as a token of gratitude to Dinesh sir. Sir, please. We would commence our next session after a 5-minute break. We have an announcement. The participants for the food quiz are requested to register right now. I repeat, the participants for the food quiz are requested to register for the event.
ചെറുതായിട്ടൊന്ന് അനൗൺസ് ചെയ്തോ, അല്ലാതെ ഡിലേ ആക്കണ്ട.
ഒന്നുകൂടി announce ചെയ്യണം. ഒന്നുകൂടി announce ചെയ്തിരുന്നു.
ചെറിയൊരു
ഞാനിപ്പോ ഈ ഇവന്റ് തീർന്നപ്പോ അനൗൺസ് ചെയ്തു.
കൂപ്പൺ കിട്ടിയിട്ടില്ലെങ്കിൽ അവർക്ക് കളക്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറയും.
A friendly reminder, the students from other colleges who are still left to collect their food coupons are requested to collect their coupons ASAP. All students are requested to get in the seminar hall as our next session is about to begin. I repeat, all students are requested to get inside the seminar hall as our next session is about to begin. A gentle reminder, the participants for food quiz are requested to register right now and the preliminary rounds will commence on 12:15.
Hello. Very good morning to you all. You may be wondering why I am introducing Dr. Sinija VR, because Sinija was one of my favorite student, an excellent student. Yeah, she should be a model to you all. That's why, this is a great opportunity for me to say something about her, because I hope that will inspire you. In fact, Sinija was my second batch of student, just after your Rajesh GK and Sindhu Bhaskar batch. And she was not only good in studies, but she was also very good in arts and sports. I remember, I doubt that she was the Kala Tilagam. Kala Tilagam, yes, she was the Kala Tilagam that time. And yes, distinguished alumni. And I had been to her workplace very recently. And you should see how it is, the NIFTAM Tanjavur. She is the head of Food Business Incubation Center, and also she is the chairperson of the Center of Excellence in Non-Thermal Technology. You should see that. Uru Samrajyam. It is a 3-storied building, and it has got all the most modern analysis techniques and equipments for food business and food processing. And she's the head of that. I was wondering, she has guided a number of PhD students and MTech students, and most probably she's next to the director, most influential person there. And if many of our students are pursuing their MTech and PhD studies, I felt so proud when I reached there, and she took me to her labs and showed me each and everything. So a warm welcome to her own soil, where she had made up her career. And most welcome. And we are so proud. The KCAT fraternity, the faculty and students are most proud to welcome Dr. Dr. Sinija back to this campus. Please.
Now we are moving to the session of our seminar, which deals with the topic Entrepreneurial Opportunities in Food Processing, Emerging Techniques and Future Trends, which will be handled by Dr. Sinija VR. Sinija VR, a former student of KCAT, currently working as Professor and Head, Department of Food Processing Business, Incubation Center, NIFTM, Tanjavur. She has acquired her PhD, MTech degrees from the prestigious Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur. She has more than 18 years of teaching and research experience in the field of food processing. She was awarded with the National Doctoral Fellowship by All India Council for Technical Education, New Delhi, for carrying out her research work. She is NIFTM Tanjavur Coordinator for Prime Minister Formalization of Micro Food Processing Enterprises Scheme. She has coordinated numerous skill development training programs and helps to set up plentiful food processing businesses. Welcome, ma'am. And over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir, for the warm introduction. And first of all, before starting my session, I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to my beloved teachers who molded me and who are the backbones for what I am today. Okay, the foundation stone was laid by them only. Because once you graduated from this institute, you will survive and you can shine wherever you go. That is the foundation stone they are laying for you people. Okay, you will realize it later on. Okay? So thank you so much, sir. I am so proud and privileged to stand in front of you like this. So moving on to our session. So you know what is the biggest challenge facing by this world now? Any idea? Yeah. So how to feed this ever-growing population? By 2050, it will be 9 billion people. How to feed is not important, but the way how to feed them. So as to save our or not disturbing our Mother Earth, because you know everybody is talking about the sustainability nowadays. So to have this sustainable food production or agricultural production and sustainable consumption, what we need to do? We have to preserve our natural resources for our future generations. So that is the way we need to feed our future population. So with that, and you know very well how much is the competition for the natural resources also. So this year, the World Food Day theme is also the same thing. What is the theme of this year World Food Day? Say what water is? Water is life, water is food, leave no one behind. Isn't it? Yes. So we have to keep that in mind. We are enjoying all the privileges of what our Mother Earth has given to us. So we should save that resources for our future generation also. Okay. You change it from there then. Okay. Yeah. So we know that now to satisfy these ever increasing needs, there are a lot of improvements or innovations. But all these improvements in agricultural production or food production, whatever it is, all these are happening with some societal or environmental costs. Okay, you know very well that what is that water scarcity, soil degradation, ecosystem damage, and all those aspects are there. So what should be our aim? We need to look the entire food supply chain starting from the production till it reaches to the consumer. So as a producer, what they need to do, they have to go for the sustainable production. And as a consumer, what we need to do, we have to adopt the sustainable consumption pattern also. Okay, so when we come to our Indian food processing sector, where we are, in India, we are food processing is the number 5 or 5th largest industry. And in the world, if you see, we are the sixth largest in the food and grocery market, which is contributing nearly 8% of the national GDP also. Okay. But if you see, like any segment of food processing you take, whether it is fruits and vegetable or dairy or livestock, whatever it is, we are there in the number 1 to 5 positions. But if you see where we are standing in the global food market, we are the number 2 in fruits and vegetable production. But if you see the global food market, where we are, less than 2% in fruits and vegetables processing sector. But other countries, you see, they're not even producing or 1/10 of what we are producing. But they are there in the global market. If you see, they are far ahead of us. Okay. But in grains processing, yes, we are doing fairly good. But if you see the losses in the grain production itself, if we save that, only 1% of that grain losses, we can do wonders. And also, we are the land of spices. How much spices we are processing? All other countries, what they're doing, as such, the raw spices we are exporting, and what they are doing, they are processing it, converting it back to various ingredients like volatile oils or oleoresins, or even some particular bioactive components like curcumin or piperine, like that they're extracting, and they're sending it back as additives to our own country. So we are purchasing that one with huge cost. Why we can't do that? We are having all the resources, but we are not utilizing that one. Okay. So where we are standing, Indian scenario we have seen. Now, if you take the state scenarios, hardly only 2 states are there with a 2-digit number, Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu. They are only having that much production. Rest all the states, Kerala is nowhere there. Though we are having all the resources. Okay. And as the food scientists, food technologists, food engineers, agricultural engineers, you need to do, or you can do a lot of things. Okay. So you need not go behind jobs, or you need not seek for jobs. You have to give jobs. For that, what you need to do? You have to become entrepreneurs. Okay. You have to give jobs to your juniors, your classmates. So think in that angle. And there is lot of opportunities in this sector. Okay. So, like a survey conducted by KPMG, they told now in Indian scenario also it is changing. The demand for processed food is increasing like anything, and by you can see 2025 it will be $470 billion US dollars. And now we are there 50% we are consuming the fresh produces without processing. But slowly we will move towards the other side, like Germany and all, where more than 92% is like processed and semi-processed foods. Okay, so where we are lagging, what is the problem with our food processing sector? Mainly the problem is like our food processing sector is in a staggered manner. Most of them are micro level food processing enterprises, or like a cottage level processing, or family owned businesses like that. So they are facing a lot of issues, like though it is micro level processing mainly, nearly 25 lakh micro food processing enterprises are there in our country, but they are contributing more than 27% of the processed foods in our country. Okay. But what is the lacuna, or where they are lagging? See, most of them I told household like or cottage level thing, family owned thing, what their ancestors were following, the same technique, processing techniques they may be following. They don't have the access to this new techniques, or that what is the regulations we need to comply with for exporting our products, or they don't have that skill set. Even we ask them to move little bit from whatever routine thing they are doing in their processing line, they are reluctant because they need to invest on that part. So that investment capacity they are telling they don't have. They don't know where is the financial support for them. A lot of schemes are available now for entrepreneurs, startups, like so many schemes, Government of India schemes as well as state level, various schemes are there. You can make use of any scheme. So there is no restriction. Only thing, you should have crossed 18 years of age. Such schemes are there. Okay, so make use of that facility. Only thing, you have to knock the correct door at the correct time. Then definitely you can succeed. As long as human life is there, there will be an opportunity for the food business. And you might have observed the same thing during this last pandemic situation. So many businesses or so many plants they closed, but not even a single food processing industry or enterprise, they didn't close it. Still, during that time, lot of small industries came up. But one thing is there. This week, maybe you may be going to supermarkets, most of you, for purchasing something or the other. This week you are going, you can see one new food product there in the rack. But next week, if you go, you cannot see that food product there. It may not be there. Why? That is the most important thing. That sustainability of your product should be there. Then only you can sustain in this competitive world. There are a lot of brands, very established brands for that each and every item. So you should have your own USP for your product, and you should have a proper plan before you start that thing so that your product will be there throughout. Once you introduce, then throughout your product should be in the rack of that supermarket. Then only you can succeed in that, isn't it? Okay, so lack of branding and marketing, because branding and marketing is the most important thing. Production, anybody can do the production, but how you are marketing it, that is very, very important. Okay, for that also now schemes are there to popularize your product. They are giving even 50% grant for popularizing your product also. So that option is also now government is giving for you people. So by doing that one, how we can improve our processing sector. We can have our local products in the global market, and also we can reduce the post-harvest losses, which you all are studying, okay? And then by which you can combine the entrepreneurial talents with the increasing market for diversified Indian foods. Now I think railway also started some one product, no? Each station, when you go, previously this PMFME scheme, they have started with the ODOP concept, one district, one product. That is not a new concept. It was established in Japan in 80s itself. Okay, so that concept came to our country now only, but that concept is very excellent concept. Like GI tags, now we are giving for each and every product, no? Like that, for our own local products, we can popularize in our country first, and later on we can popularize it as global products also. Okay, so you can, the advantage of that thing is that in your locality itself, it's available in plenty. So you need not worry about the raw material, okay, because it is plenty available, and that raw material will be having that particular characteristics which will make your product so unique, okay. So what I mean to say that there is a bright future for the food processing sector with increasing population. The food requirement is increasing, and at the same time, you can see the changes, rapid urbanization. So most of the housewives, there is no housewives now, all are employed people. Ladies also. So they are also working. So they don't have the time for cooking at kitchen. They want to go for ready to cook or ready to eat items. How many of, maybe, I don't know, how many of our faculties are sitting here? How many of you are now soaking your rice or dal in the previous day, then grind it and make the batter, then ferment it, and then you go for cooking the idli? How many are doing like that? No one is having that much time to waste, okay? So everybody wanted now instant batter is available or instant powder is available. Just you mix it with water, keep it for half an hour, then it will be ready. Your batter is ready. So that type of changes are happening in our lifestyles. So definitely you have to go for the processed foods. There may be a difference of opinion will be there. Processed foods are not good for health, or it is having so many. Yes, everything is there, but whatever our FSSAI regulations or our standards are specifying, if you follow that standards, you might have seen in the previous session, our speaker was talking about all these regulations, standards and certifications and all, no? If you're following all these things, there is no harm, because we have to go with the changing scenario. We have to save our resources, because most of these fruits and vegetables, we all aware that it is highly perishable commodities. So how many days we can keep it? We cannot. So we can convert it into this process within that permissible limits, whatever is allowed. And nowadays, all are very health conscious, I know. So they are moving towards natural additives. So we can very well go for, instead of these chemical additives, there is a natural substitute. Because God has created this earth with such a facility. For each and everything, there will be a natural substitute or natural alternative. For For sugar, you can take a sugar alternative. Salt also, we can go for that now nano salt, like the technology is coming up. So same perception, you will get 100 gram of sugar, what is giving with 1 gram, you can get that one. So FSSAI is also announcing now low fat, low sugar, low calorie food like that it is promoting, no? So we can also go in such a way. So dear students, there is a bright future for the food processing sector. So anybody who wanted to start an industry or any venture, without any doubt, you can start that one and definitely you will succeed, okay? If you have that determination, okay? Now I will take you Okay. Now I will take you to some of the ventures which you can think of in future, okay? And some of these technologies which in our institute we have developed also. So I told you about the fruits and vegetables. We are the number 2 in processing. So what are the ventures or startups which you can think of it? Fruits and vegetables, then immediately what will come to your mind? Jam, jelly, juice, isn't it? Yeah. Now you should think in a different way, okay? This jam jelly businesses now already so many are there. You stop that one. Now you think about little bit. What type of beverages you will like most? Pepsi, Coca-Cola. Huh? How many of you like fruit juices? So what you can do in Pepsi, Coca-Cola, or whatever beverages, artificial beverages, carbonated beverages available today, it's full of artificial sweeteners, artificial flavors, and water. Nothing else. Okay. So what you can think? You can think about carbonating our fruit juices, how much nutritious, how much beneficial to our health. At the same time, you young generation will get that same refreshing feeling also. Okay, so think about that one, converting your fruit juices to a carbonated beverage. Okay, and then you may be having. Okay, I'll come to other. Okay, this I will finish and then I'll go to the next slide. This one, what you are seeing here, it is a cold storage facility. Okay, you might have heard about the reefer vans which is available. So most of you may be thinking that it is a very costly thing. Yes, it is costly if you go with a direct refrigeration system. So instead, what we can go for it? Solar systems. Now, when I was talking to our dean sir was telling about now sir is starting this solar system here in our college. Also, very happy for that one. That is the way we can save the energy also. So here, what we did along with the solar, we used the PCM material. PCM, phase changing material. Okay, so what it will do? Daytime with the solar power, we can have that refrigeration, and nighttime with this phase changing material, we can maintain the temperature. So very economical system, and the advantage of this system is that here different compartments are there, and we can have we can maintain different temperature and humidity, whatever is required for that particular commodity. Okay, for each and every commodity, for a safe storage, there is a particular temperature and relative humidity you need to maintain. So that thing also we can control here. This system we can convert on a mobile. On wheels, we can convert it. So from the farm to the consumption point, you can bring your perishable commodities without any deterioration. Okay. So if you are a group, or if you are having the investment capacity, you can individually start also. Otherwise, you can come in a group. Even your village people or your relatives or whoever is interested, they are having some farms, means you can suggest these things. And another thing is the mobile processing unit. This is nothing but a van equipped with most of the basic processing equipments and generator for the power generation. So the advantage is, especially this one we designed for the tomato farmers. Actually, in Tamil Nadu and all, during the season, tomatoes they were throwing on the road because they won't get the money what they are spending for transporting the tomatoes from the farmer's field to the mandis. So that time what we can do? We can take this mobile processing unit to their farm itself, process the tomatoes there itself, convert it into some puree or concentrate. Then you can have some tie-up with these big players who are making these ketchups, tomato sauce and all, no? So you can have that. Not only for tomato, this we can use for even other commodities like any fleshy fruits or vegetables, mangoes, grapes, anything you can process here. So this vehicle is costing maybe 30 to 40 lakhs. But if there is a farmer producer community or any self-help groups who are interested, they can make use of this one. So we have developed 5 such vehicles, and we have transferred this technology to farmer producer organizations in Tamil Nadu. And now ICT and ITC company, they are interested and they are asking us for this vehicle. Okay, so it's having a huge demand. Even in Kerala, during Vaiga, we have taken this vehicle, and our agriculture minister that time, he was very much interested, and even we had some dialogues, but I don't know, after that, it didn't turn up. So maybe, hopefully. So this is what I was mentioning about the carbonated beverages. Then have you heard about the fruit wines? Wine, you might have heard, wine is made from grapes, isn't it? So other than grapes, if you use any fruit or any other thing for making wine, we can call it as fruit wine. And fruit wine is now a very booming industry. Abroad and all, there is huge demand for that one. Now in India also, we are starting this one, especially wine means not that much high alcoholic content. You need not go for that much high alcoholic content. Okay, up to 15% you can go for wine, but we can make it below 5% so that even ladies can also drink that one like a appetizer or like a refreshing beverage. Okay, so less than 5%, like we are drinking this Arishtam and all, no, in Ayurveda. And same thing like that. Okay, so the advantage is that when you ferment it and with the fruits, you will be getting all those bioactive components also still in higher levels. Okay, so you should not drink it like excess quantity. Okay, that is also there. But still, we can replace these beverages with that one. Then another thing is that mouth freshness. When we go to every hotel, we will get a mouth freshener, no, after eating. So why can't we make these mouth fresheners with our own fruits or vegetables? Like in our institute, we have developed with amla, nellika, different flavors, spicy or sweet or like mint, pepper, like the different flavors. We made this mouth freshener. And one client, he is doing now only this business, amla mouth freshener. And he is earning now lot. And now he is starting to export it also. So instead of these artificial mouth fresheners, why can't we go for these natural things? Similarly, our kids, they are very fond of these lollipops, no? Lollipops, all kids will like to bite that one. So instead of that type of lollipops, we can go for these fruit lollipops, okay? Especially our citrus fruits are very good candidates for this lollipop type of things, okay? So these are some of the ideas, just I'm throwing a light. You may be having far better ideas, okay? So you can think in that angle. For that only, I'm telling this one. Okay. And similarly, the chips. Chips means what our kids will love? Lays, or kurkure, such type of items. And you know very well what is there in it. Okay. So instead of that, you can go for even our coconut chips. Have you ever tasted coconut chips? There is no oil because we are not using oil for frying. Okay, like this freeze-dried chips, pineapple chips, or any fruit chip. Have you tasted? Now it is available in the market. Okay, so you can think of such type of things because all are health conscious. No, you want to maintain that one. You don't want to take much fat. You want to maintain your body and health and all those things. So in such cases, you can go for this type of chips like coconut chips or freeze-dried fruit chips like that. That is another big scope where you can target the kids. Okay, and different, that coconut chips also, you can go with a lot of varieties like curcumin infused chips. You know, after COVID, there is a huge boost for this turmeric, no? And curcumin, everybody is interested, isn't it? So what you can do, you infuse, tell that this is curcumin infused chips. People will buy like anything because they know the importance of curcumin. Like that, with carrot or with beetroot, like all those pigmented fruits or vegetables are there, no? That you can convert. That color you can use or that pigment you can use for infusing your coconut chips, and then without any oil. You are using only the dehydration techniques, osmotic dehydration techniques only you are using for making these chips as well as candies. You can make use of that one. And then another thing, this is actually one model which we followed in our institute. I just wanted to share it with you. Onion, small onion, cherry only. Onion is a commodity which can make the producer as well as the consumer cry at the same time. Yes or no? When the producer will cry? When they will cry? Yeah, when the price is going very low. That time producer will come. Consumer, all time consumer will cry. Isn't it? When we cut, definitely we will cry. Okay, so these onion farmers, you may be remembering in 2016, there was a very huge like a slowdown in the onion price, even some 10, 15 rupees only per kg like that. So it's very difficult for the onion farmers to survive. And in Tamil Nadu, Perambalur district is famous for this onion, small onion. So these farmers approached us and they told what we can do. We cannot survive with this one. Then our that time director, what he asked us, why can't we, all the scientists in our institute, we were having like a 1 lakh fund for our research that time. Each individual faculty can spend 1 lakh for their own student research or whatever it is. Then what we did, we all these 1 lakh fund from individual faculties we collected together, and we have told them, okay, value addition is the only solution by which you can survive. So what we did, we collected these 25 lakhs, and then we approached our ministry people as well as the Tamil Nadu government. Then Tamil Nadu government, what they told, we can give you the building as well as the space. Okay, so in the Perambalur district, where there is an auction yard for these farmers, there itself we have constructed one incubation center with the support of our ministry, and all the equipments our scientists designed from starting from the root and stem cutting. You know how onion is cultivated, and after harvesting, onion will be in rows, no? So after harvesting, they will leave it there in the rows itself for a few days to get it dried. Then afterwards, what they will do, they will pile it. Patra, they will call it as. They will pile it above 1, 2, 3 planks they will put, and then they will pile it and cover with some sack or something, so that direct sunlight won't hit on that one. Okay. Whenever they wanted to market it, that time only they will take out it and cut the root as well as the stem portion. And daily, ladies, they will be sitting starting from morning till evening, and then they will be cutting these roots as well as the stem portion, and then they will market it. Okay. So that process itself is a very tedious process. So they told us, first we wanted to have some mechanization for this part, and then for the processing part and peeling. You know, the difficult portion in onion is the peeling. How many of us are ready to peel small onion for putting in the sambar in the morning? We don't have time. So what we will do, small onion we'll keep aside, and some 2 big onions. That Bellary onion we will take and cut it. Is very easy. So what we did, we have developed an onion peeler machine, then root and stem cutting machine, then some grading option. Together we put that entire processing, like a mechanization part for that one. And then that peeled onion, you know how demand. In Tamil Nadu especially, in all the hotels, they were using this small onion only for sambar chutney and other purposes. In Chennai alone, there is a demand for more than 2 tons of this small onion for the hoteliers. That much is the scope for that small onion business. So what we did, we have peeled this one and then vacuum packed it. Why we need to go for vacuum packing? You know what is vacuum packing? You might have studied, no? Removing the oxygen, and then what is the advantage? Is there any advantage? What is the advantage? Yes, you know very well. So we removed the oxygen and then we sealed it. So with that vacuum packaging, the shelf life of the onion can be extended. Otherwise, what will happen? Like us, they will also start respire, and then they will get all the biochemical damages. So to stop that one, we have done that one. And this onion, we can even keep it for even normal condition, means depending upon the climate, maybe 1 week only the shelf life. But refrigerated condition, we can keep it even for the 20 days also. Okay, so this is one value-added products which we suggested. And if you search in Big Basket or Amazon like that, you can see that how much is the price for this peeled onion. In supermarkets and all, we are getting that one. So how much is the price? 1 kg onion, normal onion, if it is 35 rupees or 40 rupees or 50 rupees, 1 kg of this peeled onion is costing 200, 250 or 300 like that, depending upon the season. So how much value addition? Rather than selling their onion as such, just do a peeling and then package. How much is the value they are getting? So like that, we encourage the farmers to, this is the incubation center which we set up there. And now the farmers for producer groups, we formed there with all this small onion farming community, registered that society, and then Tamil Nadu Agri Marketing Department is supporting them. And then there is an executive committee made from this group itself, and we have given them the training for the value-added products. Like these are the value-added products which we developed for them, like onion paste, powder, flakes. Even that flakes we can use for making the pakoda and all. Because once we dehydrate it, then the oil absorption will be very, very less rather than we use the fresh onion for making this, any types of that pakodas and other things. And even when you want, you can rehydrate it and use as a fresh onion like that also. And these are the products also you can see there. So next one. Yeah, this is the entire setup which we have developed in our institute. Our engineering department has developed this entire processing unit also. So what I wanted to say is that if there is a group in your region or in your neighboring neighborhood, you can what you can motivate them to become entrepreneurs. When the producers become entrepreneurs, how much income they can generate, even from this waste itself. This processing industry waste, that stalk, that peel and other things, it's very rich in antioxidants like quercetin and also rich in fiber content. So we can make lot of other products also from this waste. Because once we started this one, our ministry asked us, what you are going to do with this waste? Because this waste, we cannot dispose it as such because animals also won't eat because of that particular flavor. And if we are burning means that again will create the environmental pollution issues. So we converted this waste. We powdered it and then treated it and then we added back to even the bakery items. So antioxidant rich cookies like that. And also we have extracted microcrystalline cellulose, MCC. MCC, if you search, you can find a lot of application for this MCC and it is a very costly additive also. And we can use it even as a fat replacer, thickener like that. So like that waste also we can convert it to various value-added products. Okay, so this is one such example for any groups. You can even, in our college also, our nearby people also, we can promote them like because now our government is also asking for enhancing the farmers' income. And many projects are also running on that one. So we can also try in that way. This is a very successful model. After seeing this successful model, we have done it for even coconut also and tomato also. And now our entire college is working on millets because it is International Year of Millets also. Because our institute, each year, we are taking one crop as the mandate crop. And then we are finding the solution, end-to-end solution in processing. Okay. After harvesting, till it reaches to the consumer, all the things we are doing. So you can also think of in that angle. Next. Yeah, another thing, in our state, coconut is plenty, isn't it? So how much value addition we are doing? In our farm itself, I have seen a lot of coconut is dumped there. And so for seed purpose, we are using it. Okay, other than seed, what are the other options we can do? Okay, there already, coconut oil is there. Yes, fine. But other than coconut oil, virgin coconut oil, have you heard about this one? Virgin coconut oil, a lot of demand is there for virgin coconut oil. Why? What is the difference between normal oil and virgin coconut oil? That RBD process is there, no? Refining, bleaching, deodorizing. These three processes are completely eliminated in our VCO, virgin coconut oil. Okay. So what is the advantage? There is no heat treatment, no chemical treatment. So what is there? Lauric acid is the most precious component in the virgin coconut oil. That is from your mother's milk, whatever immune boosting component you are getting, same thing you can get from this. Okay. So virgin coconut oil is very good for your health. It is having a lot of health benefits. And then in other countries, what they are doing, 2-3 tablespoons of VCO every day morning in empty stomach they are taking. Even the VCO capsules are available now. That's also very good business now. Because now the future is for the nutraceuticals. And instead of your breakfast and lunch, you can eat a single tablet. That is the years. It will be coming soon. Okay. Because all your required nutrients are there in that one single capsule itself. I know many people who are carrying one dabba like this. In that there will be this supplements only. And they're taking that supplements only. I shocked when we conducted one international conference in our institute. One lady came with this dabba and she showed in front of everyone also, this is the thing. I'm taking these tablets only. Okay, I'm not having food. Lunch, she is completely omitting. She is taking the tablets. So that will come soon in our country also. Okay, so that is the future of our food processing industry. Okay. So we can also think in that angle, no? Instead of our other oil, sunflower oil or whatever other oil, sunflower oil, I don't know how they are manufacturing so much of sunflower oil when we are not at all producing that much sunflower. What they are adding, what they are mixing, we don't know. Okay, so why can't we promote our own resource, which is having plentifully available in our state? Coconut is very well available in our state. So think about such enterprises or such startups. I'll tell you why we can go for this one. There is not even a single thing as a waste in this case. Next slide. So if you take 1,000 nuts, 1,000 coconuts you are taking, you will get maybe hardly 50 to 60, hardly. Okay. There are, because that much extraction is not so easy. You have to go for cold press and all that quantity, even sometimes you may not get even the 50 liters also. So it depends upon the coconut quality and all. But you see the other things, that shell portion, maybe nearly 150 to 180 kg shell will be there. That you know very well what are the craft items, other things they are using, or charcoal production, like that, various options are there. And the testa means that brown layer in the coconut, no? Once you de-shell that brown layer, you know, it is a very precious material. Okay, lot of demand is there, high in protein. Okay, so that testa, you can make it as a powder and then you can use it or you can include it in your various preparations, which will add the nutritional value of your food. And then the coconut water, nearly 10 liters of coconut water you will be getting. What you are using that water? In copra industry also what they are doing? Simply wasting that water. Why can't you convert that natural beverage? Because it is having lot of minerals. It's a very refreshing beverage, no? You can convert it into a natural beverage. The problem with this coconut water, lot of people are doing, I think, coconut water business. But the problem is that when you process it, what will happen to the natural taste and what will happen to the natural flavor? Because tender coconut water also, it's a very good candidate. But only thing is that when you do the heat treatment, your natural taste, natural flavor, that is missing. Then we won't, like some people, they will add the preservatives also to extend the shelf life. Instead, now we can go for these non-thermal technologies where you can preserve that freshness and you can have that tender coconut water, how you experience directly when you consume it. Same thing you can experience using this non-thermal techniques also. Okay, so that coconut water, you can convert it either as a vinegar or even a wine. Okay, lot of options, or even beverage also, you can think of that one. And then after this removal, that what do you call that, grated coconut we will take and then we'll extract the milk, and the residue portion is there, no? That residue portion is also having lot of benefits. It's high in fiber, it's a low GI. Glycemic index, all of you know what is glycemic index? All are now telling about glycemic index, no? And in Kerala also, these diabetic patients are increasing, isn't it? So we can promote this, that residue portion also, it's low in glycemic index. With that, we can go for various snacks items, even chutney powder like that. And then that skimmed milk. Once you remove the fat from that coconut milk, that remaining portion, like in dairy, we are telling, no, after removing the fat, skim milk. Similarly, here also coconut skimmed milk. That milk, you can convert it as a beverage. You can add various flavors and then you can convert it as a beverage. Okay, then what else is remaining? Okay, good. So this is that defatted coconut flour. Even desiccated coconut flour like that, you can sell it. Once you just dry it and then pack it, desiccated coconut flour also, because now the demand is for the low fat desiccated coconut. Full fat desiccated coconut is also there, low fat is also there, okay? You can use that one, or you can use it for other purposes like, yeah, you see this one, coconut barfi, coconut cookies, coconut chutney powder. You see that nutritional profile also. How much is the fiber? How much is the protein? Okay, so we need not waste that one also. Next. This is that skimmed coconut milk, no, from that the different beverages. Next. So coconut, lot of other products also. Other than this VCO, lot of other products also you can make with this coconut milk. It's very, very good for our health. Okay, instead of our, some people, they may be having this lactose intolerance and milk allergy problems, no? So they can very well go with this coconut milk, okay? So even coconut milk ice cream you can make, okay? In your daily, this instead of milk, you can use coconut milk for your coffee or tea. My colleague is there. She is not at all using milk. She is using only coconut milk for coffee and tea in the morning. So, like that, you can even use that one. How healthy it is. You cannot boil it like our normal milk, okay? That is the only thing. Not boil it, but you can heat it. Okay? Next. Coconut chips already I told you. This is the, yes. Even coconut paste is there available now, toothpaste. Toothpaste from the coconut milk. It's very good. Because our kids, what they will do? They will eat that paste, no? Usually. So, even if they eat this paste, there is no harm. Okay. So, that coconut toothpaste is also available nowadays. Okay. This is the coconut ice cream. Actually, we have developed 2 non-dairy ice creams in our institute. And I'm happy that from Kerala also, one entrepreneur had taken this technology for the non-dairy millet ice cream. He is setting his plant at Ernakulam. And so soon you will also get a millet milk ice cream, okay? But you cannot distinguish it, whether it is with cow milk or coconut milk or millet milk. That is the beauty of the technology. At the same time, you will get all the advantages of this coconut milk or millet milk. You know very well, millet now it is coming as a superfood also, no? Lot of advantages for the millet. So whatever benefits is there that we are getting through this, because ice cream is a commodity, it's a very good business. You know that secret? You might have studied. No, Prince Sir might have taught you the ice cream processing technique. Okay, he taught us. Okay, so it is nothing but selling air and water. It's the business of selling air and water alone. What you are doing, that whipping, incorporating as much as air into that mix, isn't it? So ingredients are very, very limited. So most of the things are air and water only. So it's a very good business. You can think of such a business, okay? So you can think about, instead of this millet or coconut meal, what you can think of, being a Keralite, what you can think of? What is the specialty rices available in our Kerala? Huh? You don't know rice? Huh? Raktashali, have you heard about Raktashali? Have you heard about Navara? Okay, so these are our traditional rices. You can convert that also into milk. Okay, that Navara milk, it is very good for various diseases and all. So why can't you think of developing ice cream with these traditional rice milks and all? Even you can think about that beverages from this rice milk also. Okay, these are the way you have to think. Like whatever is available in our state. This Raktashali rice, actually one fellow from Palakkad, he came to our incubation center and he wanted to develop something because he is telling that if I prepare kanji, my kid won't take. Then when my kid is not taking that kanji means how can I supply to others? So they won't prefer to eat kanji. At the same time, you convert it into a noodles or vermicelli or a pasta. And in that, you incorporate a little bit of moringa powder. Moringa, you know? Huh? Yeah, it is plenty available, no? Nothing you are paying for that one, no? For cultivating that one, no? The cultivation is there separately, but in our home, everybody is having 1 or 2 drumstick tree, okay? So that moringa leaves, it is having lot of advantages. High protein, high iron, okay? All these natural resources, you mix into this one, then convert it into such products which our kids all will love. So you can market it. There you can market it with these health benefits also, isn't it? So that is the advantage. Okay, then you can think in that angle. So this is non-dairy millet ice cream. I just made some comparison with the other normal ice creams. And the production cost, it is very, very less. If you take this millet ice cream, 1 cone of millet ice cream, for the production, you need only 6 rupees. And you can sell it for 25 rupees, 30 rupees, 40 rupees, depending upon the name you are giving for that one. If they're premium ice cream, then you can go even up to 40 rupees. Okay, so that is the way. Your production cost is very, very low. Your profit margin is very high. Such products you can think of when you start about setting up a plant or starting a new enterprise. Then, now this is some of the futuristic approaches now I'll be saying. Have you heard about this 3D printing, 4D printing approaches? In buildings and other areas, it is there. But nowadays, each consumer is very conscious. Previously, they were eating food for their body. Nowadays, they are eating food for their soul. That is the difference. And they wanted to have ethically prepared food, and they wanted to have their own customized nutrition for that particular product, and they wanted to have it in their preferred shape. All these will be possible through this 3D printing. Okay? Yeah, because whatever nutritional requirements for me, it may not be the same for you. It may not be the same for him. So individuals' nutritional requirements are varying. So depending upon your nutritional requirements, you can have your own personalized food. And here the advantage is that even we can convert chicken also a fiber-rich product. You know very well, chicken there is no fiber, no? But even we can make that chicken products also fiber-rich, because you can incorporate that one also. You have to, only thing is you have to make it in the form of a printable matrix. That is the only thing. So we are having our own indigenously made printer, 3D printer in our institute, and we are the pioneers in India doing the research on these 3D printed foods and a lot of food items in what is that, the cartoon shapes, Shinchan and all, no? Which kids will love to have, no? So now, like microwave is very popular in all households, no? Like that in future, this 3D printer also will be so common. Like microwave in each household, you can get this 3D printer, and you can print your chocolates or your snack items with whatever desired shape and size you need, okay? In schools, mostly it will come. Actually, when we presented this to our ministry, they are interested to include this in the school now midday meal programs and all, no? Like that, they wanted to try this in some government schools. They wanted to install this printer and then give the snacks items to the kids through this. When they come out of the school, they can print their chocolate, and then with that whatever required nutrition, then they can go. That is the plan. So maybe it will take some time, because that speed of the printer and the nozzles, no? Now with the 1 or 2 nozzles we are trying. Otherwise, if it is not fast enough, no, we cannot make it popular. So that work is going on now. Then another approach is, now I told about the plant milk, like that. Now meat analogs, that is also one emerging area. Lot of scope is there, and we are having plenty of materials available in our state, like jackfruit. Jackfruit is a very good candidate, which you can think of converting it as a meat analog. Okay. So lot of companies now, they started already making this burgers and all, no, with plant-based products. So that is another area which you can think of. Time? Okay, well, okay. Okay, next. So this is one 3D printed meat analog which we developed at our institute also. Next. Then another area is NutriBars. You might have heard about this Yoha bar and all, no? Taken also. So this is one very fast growing component in the food processing sector, bars. You were very familiar with this, our Munch, what is all those type of chocolates, no? So there, what you can do, you can incorporate some healthy items also in this bar, and then you can make your own bar. Even we have developed some millet bars, mahua bars. Mahua means, I don't know what is in Malayalam. Ilupambu, in Tamil they will tell Ilupambu, sir. It's a tree. I think it is available in our state also, because Tamil Nadu it is available. That flower is having a lot of therapeutic value. And what we observed is, when we utilize that flower for making chocolates or this type of bars, no, especially the ladies are getting addicted to that. I don't know, in North India, they are using it for making these beverages, alcoholic beverages. Maybe because of that or not, but when we conducted this survey in our institute, we observed that the girl students were coming again and again for the chocolates and that bar. But it is having lot of advantages. You can see here that high energy, high protein, high fiber. Okay, all these combination, and see the mineral content also. Ash means it represents minerals, no? So it's a very good business. You need not think about Mahua bar. You can think about some bars which you can prepare with the available resources in your place, which is having all these components like protein, fiber, all these things, okay? And it's very easy to make also, no sophisticated technology, nothing is needed, okay? Next. Next. Next, I think this you may not be requiring. This is like a grain storage. What are the recent trends? Because we are wasting lot of grains. Nearly 150 million tons of grains are getting lost because of the improper storage and other things. So how we can overcome this? If we save that grains alone, it will feed 1/3 of our population in the world. Okay, so we have developed some sensors which we can implement or which we can put in our godowns, and these sensors will give alarm to the godown operator when the temperature of the temperature or moisture content is exceeding that safe limits. You know very well for paddy means what is the temperature, what is the moisture.
Small announcement. Food quiz prelims will begin at 12:30 p.m. at the examination hall rooftop. I repeat, food quiz prelims will begin at 12:30 p.m. at the examination hall.
Sir, I'll stop. Next. Next. Okay, these are okay, all those things. Maybe Prince sir will be taking or Rajesh sir will be taking class, okay? Novel drying techniques and all. Because one thing I just wanted to tell, in dehydrated fruits and vegetables, okay, that is another option, dry fruits industry. Okay. So there, refractants window drying, you might have heard about this one, or conductive hydro drying. This is a new technique or innovative technique which can give a product or quality on par with your freeze drying technique. Okay. So if anybody wanted to go into such type of area, you can think about this technique, which is a very cheap technique compared to your freeze drying, but the quality is very, very good. These are like extruded foods, like you know always. Next. I mentioned already, no? Instead of kanji or porridge, you can convert it as these items. Then our kids will love to have it, even the flake items. And then waste is another area, because we are always talking about the circular economy, sustainable development goals of UN and all, no? So that waste utilization is another important aspect. In that, I have taken this example. Not this one. This one is one project which we done with PepsiCo UK and one industrial partner from India also. That crisp packet you are getting it, no? This is all made from the waste material only. Okay, but we are processing it, not like waste as such. Okay, we are processing it and then we are converting it. Okay. So this is one part of our Indo-UK collaborative project, and now PepsiCo has launched this product also. It is already, you can convert it into various bakery items also, because you are not investing too much for the jackfruit cultivation, are you? No, it is coming as such in our home premises. Okay, so you can make use of this one, and in our institute we have developed even ice cream cones, snack plate. After eating the snacks, you can eat the plate also. That is the concept. Okay. Now, after drinking the coffee, you can eat your cup also, like a biscuit. That is the idea. So you can make use of this waste utilization concept also. Then this is what Sir was mentioning about our Center of Excellence in non-thermal processing, where you can see all the non-thermal processing techniques like cold plasma, high pressure processing, ultrasound, UV, then irradiation plant is also on the way. So it's like Asia's first lab, where you can have all these non-thermal processing techniques. You know the disadvantage of thermal processing techniques when you go for sterilization, pasteurization, what is the disadvantage? All those disadvantages can be compensated using this non-thermal techniques. That's what I told in tender coconut water also. When you go for this one, you can have that, retain that freshness of your product. Okay, that is the advantage. So anybody, final years or anybody who wanted to make use of this facility, you can even apply for your project period, external student projects we are allowing. So you can come to us and you can do the project also. Okay, then next. This is another aspect. Now we are talking about entrepreneurship, development, startup and all. Now, once you make your product, how you can place your product in the supermarket, which shelf, what color you can design your package. For all these things also now, softwares are available, studies, that is sensory studies or virtual marketing facility. In our incubation center, we have created one such facility. The advantage is that this is a virtual market. By wearing a goggle, you can experience the marketing like how you are entering a supermarket, same experience. Wear that goggle and then you can go through the supermarket virtually. You can select the product, you can note the or the nutritional parameters, what is the expiry date, everything you can experience. Whatever you are doing in the supermarket, everything virtually you can experience. So the advantage is that when you are doing this one, your eyesight, where your eyesight is going first, or which color is attracting you more, or in the rack itself, which position the eyes are captured most. All these things can be recorded. So heat mapping, we will call it as heat mapping. That yellow spots, the lower portion you can see. From the data, we can analyze what the consumer preferences, like which color is attracting them more and which position of the rack is attracting them more. Based on that, you can design your packet or even you can place your product in the supermarket. Okay, such type of facilities are also available. This is that futuristic approaches. Okay, so you can try with that also. Next. This everybody knows that electromagnetic spectrum and various nanotechnology things. All of you know that one. And nowadays, all are going for these alternatives to single-use plastics also. Okay, fine. Various options like what I told, the jackfruit paste, you can convert it as paste or corn, no? Like that. Even from the onion film, we have made the pouches for your snacks packets and other things like that. Lot of options are now available with all this agricultural waste. Okay, so we can concentrate on this waste and convert this waste into value-added product, and like that we can contribute to the circular economy. And then lastly, I will just tell about my department. I am working in food processing business incubation center as the head. So there we are having almost all the processing lines like grain processing, fruits and vegetable processing, spice processing, bakery, extrusion line, beverage line, VCO line, ice cream line. All these processing lines are housed under a single roof. Okay. So we are supporting next. Yeah, we are supporting our startups as well as those who are interested in food processing. We are giving them skill development trainings of various durations, consultancy services. If you're already having some problems with your industry, you can come to us. We can solve that one. And also we are developing new products. Somebody may be having some idea in their mind, but they don't know what technology to use, how to make it into reality. So we can support you in new product development also. And those who wanted to venture into something, but they don't have the initial investment capacity, then we are offering all our equipments on rental basis to them. Okay, you can register with our incubation center. You can come with your raw material, make your product, and then test market it. Once you become confident, okay, I can survive in this area, then you can put the money for your plant and machinery part of it. That incubation services also we are offering. Next, then some free trainings like government schemes, no, PMKVY and all. Free trainings, 1 month training programs. This is also we are conducting in between as and when it is coming up. So these are some of the successful entrepreneurs. You can see from the picture itself, they are not very high-fi people, not having very high investment capacity or not having very high educational background also. Okay, there is no limit or no restriction. Anybody can come and make use of these services. So some of them are doing very excellent, even exporting their products also. So the best part of it is rather than job seeking, going behind the companies or going behind someone for employment, you can give employment to others. That is the mental satisfaction you are getting, okay? So other services apart from our incubation center, we are having an NABL accredited food testing laboratory, which is an FSSAI referral lab also. So if anybody wanted to test your samples during your research or in future, for your industry samples also, you can come to us in our website. All the details are given. And then we are having another important thing is the Center of Excellence in the Glycemic Index Studies. So we are doing this one also. Many of these top industries like Britannia, ITC and all, they are sending their samples for this glycemic index studies to us. And we are having a very good packaging lab and then sensory school. Then Center of Excellence in Grain Sciences is also another center which we are having where you can see all the grain related processing as well as the testing facilities also. So I think a few of the technologies where you can think of only, because this limited time, we cannot tell all the technologies, okay? Now it is your responsibility to think in that angle and you can come out with very innovative ideas because there is a lot of opportunities and together we can work towards a hunger-free world, like our Sustainable Development Goals suggest. No, by 2030 we have to go for a hunger-free world, and as per our World Food Day theme, also we should not leave anyone behind us. So we have to ensure food security as well as nutritional security. So we also can be a part of that one. Whatever little contribution we are doing, that will also matters. Okay. So in that angle, we can all think, and then we can work together for a hunger-free world. So it's a agri-food business. It's the lighthouse for a healthy life and a way for a happy life. So thank you very much for your patient listening. Thank you. Yeah. Any questions means you can please. How many of you will become an entrepreneur? At least somebody who is interested now. You can please raise your hands. Anybody, after this talk, if you are having that feeling, yes, I wanted to start something. Okay. I'm happy. At least a few people are raising their hands. Okay, thank you, thank you. Any doubts means you can please.
Thank you, ma'am, for such a lively and inspiring session. The session helped us understand entrepreneurial opportunities and the need for technological upliftment and awareness in the food industry. Now I would like to invite Dr. Jain PR, Dean of Faculty, Agricultural Engineering, to present the memento as a token of gratitude to Sinija ma'am.
Sinija, very, very nice class, and we are also in a doubt to which enterprise we should start. I am thinking after my service, definitely I'm interested in processing technology. Even in my home also, I'm telling very regularly that after retirement, I will start this small industries with our available technology. By seeing this, I too inspired a lot. Then I am also confusing which technology to start. Another thing. Secondly, your class is so motivated and so proud that you are my student. All the best. And definitely we'll all come to your institute for seats, right?
Sure, sir.
We would commence our next session after lunch break at sharp 2 p.m.